Again, thank you so much for making time to join our session today. We've been having these sessions where we invite engineers to come and share their knowledge in different domains in networking. And this is I believe this should be our 9th session. And in this session, we are discussing about network automation. If you've been in the network engineering for some time, you know that we've been doing things manually, but the networks are always growing. The number of devices that you had in your network maybe in 2 or 3 years ago has increased, or maybe it's 2 times or 3 times. So you need to adopt the new way of doing things. And that new way of doing things is through network automation, because you can't afford to continue with the manual configurations, configuring thousands or 10,000s of devices. If you are in a big ISP, you know how many devices you have, thousands of network devices, thousands of servers, and you need to manage those devices as a network engineer. So how do you manage to do that? And that's why we have this session on network automation, so that we can get to understand how you can go ahead and implement network automation. This is just for the basics. Definitely, we can't cover all about network automation in one session, but at least you will have an idea of what network automation is at the end of this session. So thank you again for joining this session. And before we start, there are some rules that we normally have. First, we need to ensure that your mics are muted. Also, you can turn off your cameras apart from the presenter, who is Krishna. Others, mute your mics and also mute your camera so that we avoid any form of distractions during the session. You are encouraged to actively participate by asking questions and also responding to the questions that will be asked by the presenter, so that we get to interact and make the session more interactive. So whenever you have a question, just raise up your hand, or you can use the chat. Send your question on the chat, and then Krishna will be able to respond to the question. So thank you again for making time to join the session. And now I welcome Krishna to take it over and take us through network automation.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hope you can hear me well.
Yes, Krishna, you are loud and
Yeah,
clear.
yeah. Let me just 1 second. Let me just turn on my camera also if it can. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Myself Krishna. I'm having almost 15 plus of years of experience in networking, configuring different platform like Cisco, Juniper, sometime Ericsson, Extreme, and me and Martin working together for Airtel Kenya. And Martin is doing this community and taking a lot of sessions. So it is very last time I joined and I found like it is very useful and is really once you know something you share with others, it will be increase. You will share your experience and some beginner will get something out of that, and it's really good. So today we are going to talk about what automation, why it is requirement, what is the basic need of this one, and moreover like it's we are just not talking about any particular language like Python, C++ or any other scripting language. We will just understand the how the flow work, how the things are work, and what is the basic requirement for any automation. And I will go through with some slide with some lab experience. So if someone knows the Python already, it's good. If it is not is very new for the Python, there is a Python is like complete languages. We can't teach 1 or 2 session complete Python is. So you just go through with this session, understand your requirement, understand your goal, and then nowadays everything is available on online. Nowadays AI is in picture. You can ask Gemini, you can ask ChatGPT, whatever the automation or any AI tools you're using, just ask for the coding, it will give the code. But here we not going to use or write the code. Yes, we will just consume the code, we understand the code, and how we can use them into our day-to-day life or day-to-day network operation, you can say. So it is just basic things I'm going to cover. I hopefully it will be useful for every person, because this is my almost, you can say, last 10 years automation is there in the market. One of this thing is working in there, and me and my team is all okay using them, or you can say consuming them. But there is a complete team is there, they are making the logic and all. We don't want to go for that side. We will just how we can use, what is our use cases, and how we can just tune them and understand the flow. Once like you understand the TCP IP, same way we just need to understand the basic things of the automation. So if you are okay, we can share my let me share my screen, and then we can start. Yes. Okay. As Martin say, once you have any question, let me know. I will try to answer that one. But yeah, let me know once you are able to see my screen. Is my screen is visible? Okay. So we are just going to the network automation. Why we are using the Python in that one? First, Python is a well-known. Everyone knows now. Python is having very broad history. It start very late in the industry. Sometime it came, sometime went away from the industry. But nowadays, every automation team or any coder is using them. Why we are using the Python? As a Python, like it is very easy to integrate a lot of devices, not required any of the new installation or any new, just use the inbuilt Python library, and you are able to make a connection with the box, and you can push the configuration, you can pull the configuration based on that one. Yes. But like there is a another platform also available, like Perl, Bash, Go, Shell, and all these things. But they are very tricky, and some expert people are using, they are not as much such user friendly. Yes. So that's why we are selecting the Python. And Python is a, you can say, nowadays everyone using for the any of the automation. So why we need a, okay, what is automation? So in the we can say, just run the any script or any few lines or some code on your system. You can take the configuration deployment based on your script, maybe 10 devices, one devices, or whatever. The you can take a backup of the configuration, as maybe I'm assuming all of the us like working for the network or part of the any of the NOC team or any of the operation team. They know the every time we need to run the some few command for health check, we need to run the backup every day. Sometime it's manual, sometime it's automation. But every time we have to do this job. Yes, either manual or either some software you're using, maybe SolarWind or any other monitoring software, they are doing automation based on that one, or maybe individually is doing the same thing, or collecting the data logs. Let's suppose some incident is happening on your network and you want to collect the data, and there is a 10 devices involved. If you going and log in each and every devices, it will take a time, and it will the chance if you are pushing the, let's suppose in my having the one maintenance window, when there I need to configure the 10 VLAN, and the 10 switches are in. So I need to log in the 10 different switches. I need to push the same configuration. Yes. But there is a chance I can make a typo, I can make a yeah, you can say human error or typo or syntax error. That will be, there is a chance we can make in this one. So why Python use for? So it's very easy syntax available, large ecosystem library, every vendor support it, is strong community, same like open standard protocol. If you ask for this, just Google OSPF or BGP, you will get a 10 many documents. Similar way, you will get a many document from the Python, and whatever the your question or whatever is your query. Maybe some engineer already use them and they have will can share their experience and you will easily get your answer or whatever your solution you will get for. And population, like you can say what are the popular libraries for Python. We are going to use very few in this our you can say lab setup. We will going to use NetMiko for CLI automation, GetPass for getting your password is secure, NetMLM you can say structure the data automation, Paramiko SSH engineer engine, this type of thing. So this is the requirement for the like basic understanding for the automation. Let me know if anyone is having any question related to this, then we can go for the further discussion.
Yes, Krishna.
Okay,
Yes,
so
let
one someone
Damaris
is
come first. Damaris, you can
yeah,
start.
yeah,
This,
is Ansible, yeah, yes, yes.
sorry, talk a little bit about pandas.
Okay, Pandas is a library, but for this session, we are not going to use Panda in this particular session.
Okay,
Okay, we are first, this requirement for this session is we are not going to cover complete Python, yes.
okay,
So whatever the we are going to cover, it is related to the our network automation stuff.
okay,
So if you want to cover some Python library, maybe we can cover in the another session, but for
yeah,
this one, we are going for the automation.
okay, thank you.
Okay, someone is saying the IP addressing module and all. Okay, I can cover the basic things. That is, I will in the next slide, or maybe I can explain what is the basic requirement for the uh, any automation that we can add. Okay, someone is asking some clause. Okay, Martin. Okay, what is that? Hello, engineer. Okay, is Ansible? Ansible is available, but Ansible is not a complete, you can say, module to the deployment. Ansible playbook we can use. We need to call in the Python. That one based on the your use cases. In this scenario, session, I will not cover, but if you will required and allow the time, if it's go well, maybe in the next session we can take some example using the Ansible system. Okay, so what are the address? Okay, okay, networking addressing system. We all know there is a, you can say, five classes in there. Class A, B, C, and based on that one. So class A, B, C we use for the general purpose. Class C is used for the multicast. Class D is again for the experimental purpose or for the research and development. Classes module. Okay.
Well, Amy, maybe you can clarify on your question in one
Yeah,
statement
yeah.
Yes, sorry, sorry.
because it is.
Okay, so there is class. I
Okay,
think I
class.
use def
I
function.
thought you were talking about IP address classes.
No, 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 no.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah, that is
class,
a
class module or
function
something. Okay.
inbuilt a Python function. Let's see what are the cover in our module. We will take example. And as I said, this class is not for the Python. Yes, if you're going for the Python, if you think, okay, we are covering the complete Python, it's not that case. We will use the Python just for the our reference. Okay, how we can take logs from the login using the Python. Whatever is a requirement for the basic things, we can do the things. Yes, Ali, I will show the flow how it will work. So let me just go to the next slide. So for the Python, let me just go to 1 second. Okay, so this is my topology I'm going to cover. So here is my server. So basic understanding for the any of the automation will be required. Whatever the your automation server, maybe you are running on the Linux, you are running on the Ubuntu, or maybe Red Hat, or any of the platform, maybe Windows or anywhere. Once your automation server is there, it should be reachable to the all your devices. So all devices like this device can be reachable same way as, yes, when we deploy any of the networking devices, your management should be accessible from the SSH, SSH, because either this automation server use telnet or SSH to device to log in the devices. So first thing for any automation is a basic requirement. It should be reachable from the all the your automation server should be reachable to the all the your access node which you are going to access the devices, and then you are able to log in that one. Login means you should be able to log in, you have the proper credential. If you are not able to log in the box, you will not get able to access the device. If you are not able to access the device, you can't push the configuration or you cannot pull the configuration, any logs or any running configuration from the devices. So that is a thumb rule for that one. So in this scenario, what I set up, I just set up like it's few node is there, you can see Cisco, and I just put it one Linux server here. On the top of that one, I'm running the automation like Ubuntu and run the install the Python. And on the top of, I'm just going to take a example for router 1, router 2, how we can telnet them, how we can push the configuration, how we can pull the configuration. So based on the basic concept, yes. So basic concept, first you need any of the login to access the devices. You should use any like user admin should be there, and you have the full access to the box. Then only you can push the configuration. If you don't have the login on the box, you can't access the device, you can't do the. And for the Python, I just cover the basic concept like someone asked for a function, and there is a lot of option detail available for Python, but few I'm going to use here. First is a variable, any variable. You can use your username, your IP address, or whatever. This is a placeholder, so variable is just placeholder. If I say name, means like name can be anything, yes, Martin, Krishna, or Ali, whatever you can say. So same way is a list. List is a like inventory. You can cover, okay, there is a component, or you can say list, number of devices, how many numbers, what type of devices. That is a list of the devices. Loop we are going to use because sometime we need to log in into the multiple devices. So for that one, accessing the, we need a loop to once you log in one router, another router, router 3, like that, you have to log in the multiple devices. So for that one, we are going to use the for loop. And dictionary is a you can say key and value, whatever the, okay, host 1 is a IP address, is host 2 is having different IP address, router 1 management is a different, router 2 management is a different. So that kind of key and value we are going to define them. And function is a like someone asked for what is function. So function, we are going to define some function and call them. So function is just like human defined it, or uh, there is already inbuilt function is there in Python, but sometime you need to define on your own function, and you can later on call them into the multiple time. Maybe the function can have 1 line, can have 10 line, can have 100 lines, depends on the your programming and your uh, end-to-end flow. So in this one, variable I cover, list we cover, and the loop we are going to use. I given the example also. Maybe post session I can share these things. So okay, first we are going to use a simple program. Yes, I'm not going to make you as a programmer or someone, but you after this session you will able to understand, okay, how the programmer thinks they can deploy the code and how we can use in our day-to-day operation. So okay, so first we will test my automation server should be reachable to the device. Basic, it should be basic thing. Before starting any automation thing, you need to verify, ensure your device management is enabled. Sometime you need to enable the SSH, sometime you need to enable telnet. If someone asks why we are covering telnet, telnet is a still nowadays no one is using the telnet because it's not secure, it's not encrypted. SSH everyone using, but telnet is having a basic concept. Once you understand the basic concept, you can utilize. We will take example for SSH also, but for understanding in more you can say basic and very minor flow, we will start with the telnet. setting up the username privilege. You make sure your device should have the proper access to log in the box. If like suppose we are using Cisco, then you have the config rights on that Cisco access privilege level 15, it should be there. If you have the configure the Juniper devices, your access class should have the that limit for the configuring the box. And then if we require to test any code, we will write some code and test them, and we will save the display of the output and all. Okay, so this is first program I'm going to show you, or you can say. So let me just explain my again topology. So here my okay. So how it is PNet lab. If someone is using EVNG lab, it's similar to that one. But even I think EVE's required some license, and we are using this PNet lab as a open standard. So how I did my lab here is a Linux 22.4 Linux Ubuntu is running on that one. I'm running traditional Cisco on that iOS on the, you can say iOS as on 7200 series platform, and L2 switches I just use for the connecting the management. So why this management network is there? From there I can directly access to the this device using my PC. Otherwise I need to call every time the this secure CRT to no log in into the box and then connect that one. So now how I can access the router 1, router 2. This is a switch 2. There is nothing configuration on the switch. It's just L2 doing the basic networking. So it providing the reachability for the this one. And if I just go to the my automation server, there is nothing. Is already just new install software, and then we install the Python, and Python on top of we will use the some you can say coding we are going to write, and then we'll come on. So any question for this lab wise so far?
So you've already tested the connectivity, right? The connectivity from the server.
Yes, I'm going to test again. Yeah, I will confirm what is my management IP on the server and my router. So if have okay, someone has raised this hand, please.
Sorry to take you back, but would you kindly go to slide 5 a little bit?
Okay. Yes, please.
Yes. So, the point where you say get pass, does it mean that everyone who has access to that script gets to enter their password, their own individual password?
Yes. So gate pass is here, like it's a device password. Let's suppose if I'm running the password. Okay. So you have to login here. One is you should have the access for your automation server. The second is you should have the login for the uh, your running devices, whatever the devices. So in this my case, if I just say, so here I have created my login. Yes. So here you can see the Krish is there, and on automation server, my login is there. Yes. That's why I'm able to log in the server. And it's not mandatory. You should have the like same login, but it depends on your architecture. Sometimes people use the single sign-on. Sometimes some use the like LLDP. Sorry, this Radius and Takax based on that one.
Yeah.
So depends on the solution. But end of day, you should have the login for the both. You should be able to log in on the server. Plus, you should be able to log into the your router also with the whatever the logins you are using.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will not able to push the configuration if you don't have the privilege 15, or then you will able to run the some pre only the show command. Yes, like sometime we in our organization we put L1 team L2, just give them the some basic rights, just check the error, interface stability and all, but we don't allow them to push the configuration. So depends on the login.
Okay. Thank you.
So I just
Yes.
wanted to add something on that. And
Yes.
you cannot be, because if you enter the password manually, it's also a lot of work. So many times the password, the username, they will be defined as variables on some file, and then we just call that file, and it will be automated so that you don't have to enter the password maybe for 1,000 devices one by one. So it will be automated as part of the automation.
Okay, I think I was thinking in the line of, let's say I'm trying to automate for my team, and everyone has their own individual credentials, maybe linked
Yes.
with the Active Directory.
Mhm.
Yes, so we don't have like static
Okay, so in that case, I'm going to ask the user to enter their password. It's not
Okay.
mandatory. We have the, okay, let's suppose in your team, you have the 10 member, yes? So
Right.
what we will do, we will just write one single script. All 10 people can run with their own login, yes?
Okay.
Every time, let's suppose I am running, I will enter my login, you will enter, run, then you will enter your own login, yes?
Okay.
So
Oh,
in that time, you can save the, okay, this change done by the Krishna, this change done by the XYZ user. So
yeah.
that things also you can save. So in my all example, sometime I will use inbuilt login. Sometime I will
Yes.
ask user to enter their name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
will continue. We will discussion on that one.
It's
In my
clear.
all example, it's as all variation, whatever the permutation combination I realize, I put it here. And for this one, it's just like for explanation. So I just given, okay, maybe this slide we can share with you. So in later on, you can just use this framework and you can design based on your own, use as a template and design based on your own requirement.
There
Understood?
is another question on the chat,
Yes.
Krishna. If you're done with
Okay.
that, asking the
Over.
security from Leonard. The question
What
from
would be
Leonard.
the security issue on the automation? Okay, so security is the same, right? Yeah, like okay, if you are using Cisco devices and in monitoring tools, you are using any of the monitoring application or any, so that server we have to enable, yes. So on Juniper we apply the like RE control, or in the loopback, some every team or any company, every company use their own permitted IP to log in the box. Yes, you can't open the everyone come into the box and log in. Yes, so that security will be always there. So automation is nothing. Whatever you are using in the same your day-to-day life, it's the same thing. Only we are just selecting one more server. On that server, we are using the Python and giving the same access to the as a user doing. If you have the source enable, okay, this XYZ source only can log into the my router, that security on the device level is already there. We are not going to touch that, or we are not going to compromise with that. SSH again you are using on the device day to day, so same SSH we are going to use. In my example, I selected Telnet because only for one or two example, because for understanding the all logs, yes, how device is login, how automation is login to the box, for understanding the logs. It's not like I'm promoting you go for the Telnet, enable the Telnet. It's not secure at all. Yes, it's no one using the Telnet nowadays in production. Okay, just I using Telnet for one or two example for the making the understanding the logs very easy. Telnet you will see the, okay, login this come, this password is come. So all this log I can show on the box. Otherwise, if I use the SSH, I will not able to show the all logs. Okay, someone raised the hand.
Okay, let's get the last question
Michael?
from Michael before we proceed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that we cover the content first and then we can answer more questions. Michael, you can unmute first. We are not able to hear you. Michael?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we
now
can.
we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. But thank you for this organization, of course, for this very critical presentation. Uh, Actually, my question goes direct to the accessibility of server itself towards
Mhm,
the network equipment. Let's say for that topology of yours, let's say for a particular router. You
mhm.
say while providing the credentials to access the network equipment. So in the script, we use the reference of a user, let's say me as a network admin. So my question is, does it also have to has the specific credentials for a server to access the device, or that one only is enough?
Okay, so in first example, if you see, I'm just explaining this one, yes, basic concept. Yes, here I just explain the variable, what are the variable, what is the, this all the variable example. Yes, this is a variable. Okay, username is admin, password is a Cisco. I'm not going to use the admin or Cisco in my lab, just example for you. And in the later on example, maybe, okay, when we are going to use, so here I will ask user to enter their username and password. Yes, that will I show in the next upcoming. If I will put everything in the one slide or one program, we will not able to understand the concept. Yes.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay, so I will explain each and every point. Here I will take whatever the example like selected. Okay, gone through with the multiple permutation combination. What can be a scenario, but it will not cover 100%. Maybe you can ask something. We will modify that code and we can tune that according to that. Yes.
Yes, Krishna, you can continue. Maybe you can just put the slide in
Okay.
presentation mode so that it's, if when you go back to the slide, you put it in presentation mode.
Okay, okay. So, okay, I will just switching here and there. So I thought, okay. So now basic requirement. Yes. So if I just type, so for this one, the basic requirement for you, you should understand little bit Cisco plus little minimum. You can say one or some command from the Linux also. So IPA is one up command. You can see my IP address is configure 172.23.157.5. This is my server IP address. Yes. If I go to the my router, show IP int brief, this is the Cisco command, and this is my management interface FA0 and this is IP address 172.23.157.21. This all in the same subnet. So here it is, FA0 is connected to the this switch, L2 switch, and all the my both router 1 and router 2 both connected with the FA0 connected to the switches, and this my Ethernet 0 is connected here, and I configure. So if I just copy and this ping this IP address, I am should able to ping this one. Yes, I should be able to ping the IP address. So my reachability should be there. Router 1, router 2 should be also reachable. So I'm working for router 1 and 2. So I will just check my reachability, whether I'm able to reachable to the other router also. I can reach. Okay. Second thing is my mandatory whether I am able to telnet or SSH to them or not. So let's suppose I will just enable the debug. Okay, I just enable the debug here, and if I just telnet, okay, 21, so it asking for username. Yes, if I enter my username, it's allowed me. Yes, and you can see here this log, if I will say, this log is coming here. Yes, telnet this came and all the logs is coming here. So if I just enter some wrong comment, it will also reject me. So that kind of logs we can see in the telnet. So router 1 I can log in, router 2 also I will test it. Okay, now I'm able to log into the router 2 also.
Eh?
My window.
Unataka nipambe
So it,
kwenye meeting.
okay, can you mute yourself please?
Yes.
Okay, so simple example automation using telnet. Yes, so in this example what I'm going to use, I'm going to call the some import this is the some when you call the inbuilt library, you need to call them. Yes, so let me explain the line by line code, then we will going to copy and paste on that automation server and then explain them. So I'm just importing the telnet library. I'm getting the password. So the username password should be like password should be show in a star. Yes, it should be entered as a secure and import time. So for just some time we need to put some sleep. So it will be just slow down the script. Yes, the script is very fast, but sometimes your device not respond as the same speed, because most time we use a serial connection for loading the config using consoles and all. So that should be not timeout. So to avoiding that one, we are just using the sleep. So what I defined here, I called as a host name. I defined one variable is called a IP address. Yes, name is a host and allocate the IP address is a 172.157.21 is my router IP address. Then I ask username. Yes, user equal to username input from the username. I will ask username to input your username, and then I'm calling getPass. The getPass is a ask for the that is an inbuilt function, or you can say class from the inbuilt library from the Python. We are just utilizing them. We are configuring them. Tn is like your function to the is a script. So we will ask telnet to this host. Host is already defined. We have defined IP address and read until the username. That it will read the line by line. It convert into the binary. It asks for password. It convert into the password. Once it everything is done, then on the Cisco, these are the Cisco command. Yes, so terminal length is 0. Why I added? Because sometime you once you run the show command, it will ask. Let's suppose if terminal length is not there, if I run, it will ask for more. Yes, if you are the Cisco engineer, you know these things. Yes, so avoiding all the output in the one line or one page, it will add in the Juniper we add no more. Here we add the terminal length 0. And then config t, it's a config t to entering the configuration mode in the Cisco box. Then I'm just creating loopback 1. Then I'm going to create a IP address and then add a subnet mask and add a description, and then end is a you're coming out from the your configuration mode. And then I will run the command show IP interface brief and then show IP interface brief. So if you just see, it's a less like 20 line commands, 20 line commands. And you will think like, okay, configuring one interface, you're putting 20 line uh, automation lines, and it's not favorable. Yes, rather than you one device you just configure 3 lines and you are good. Yes, but it is you just take example for the one devices, but let's suppose you have the 10 devices, 20 devices, then your line will be remain same 20 to 25 only, but you can access the more devices. For one devices automation is a not good idea, not you can say practical. But for making the similar changes to the multiple devices, applying the similar work to day everyday replication work, then you go for the automation. Yes, so let me go to the automation server. Ls minus ltr, this is just like basic command for the. So I'm going to automation script. This all the script, whatever that I shown here, I already created them. So if I just type ls minus ltr, so this is one router Python telnet command. Yes. So if I just type get, so same line I put it there. Everything is the same. Say yes. So if I just see here, show IP int brief, we don't have any loopback interface here. Yes. So if I just go to the my automation terminal and then run this Python library, sorry, code, then just try in the Python. Maybe right now everyone is using the Python 3. So 2.6 or 2.4, that was nowadays is out of dated. Now we are using, everyone using same Python 3. So I enter. Now someone ask, okay, this it's asking me to the username. Yes. So let me enter my username. My username is a Krish. Then whatever the my password, I will enter my password. It will log into the box. You see there is a pop-up came here. Yes, and it's came here. Yes, it's login by the Krish. Login in loopbacks one is created. Yes, now show IP int brief. You can see loopback 1 is a created, IP allocation also done, show interface description. You can see it's having the description as also. And if you just see the my Python code here on the automation, so what is saying, it's log into the box. Yes, it pushed the command terminal and 0, it went to the configuration mode, you are enter the configuration mode, and then you enter the loopbacks 1, then you allocated the IP address, you add the description, you came out, you run the password like show IP interface brief, whatever the IP interface is there, and then we found the show interface description also. So you can see, okay, one interface, one devices we log in, we created one interface. Any question on this, on the maybe here? Okay, here, this was the simple automation script we use. If anyone want to read, just go through it. Any question on this point, I can explain them, but I'm not seeing the chat. Please speak. Yes. Same thing I explained here. Yeah.
No questions for now on the chat. You can just proceed.
Okay. Okay, so let me explain. Here I just called a telnet. Telnet lab is for making telnet connection. Telnet pass is used password for the security, and import time just for making slow script down. Then create telnet connection. We make a telnet connection. We make a IP address also. Then wait for username. We enter the username password same as I said. Username and password you can enter based on the your and this is the flow. What happened in the first script. So we run the Python, we log into the router via telnet, we enter the password, we enter the username and password, we disable the paging, we enter into configuration mode, we created new interface, show command, capture the output and the print result, and then close the session. So this is your first program. Yes, it's just like 20 lines, but you can log into the any of the Cisco device and create a one interface. It's not a big deal. It's like you can run the 3-line login and you can do the same job. Yes, why you are going to write a 20 line for the just configuring 3 lines? Yes, for that one, let's go for the next example. Yes, so here I'm going to use the same. So I'm using the similar kind of Python coding. Here we are going to use the loop. So if let's suppose you want to create 100 interface on the loopback, we will not create, but 100 interface on the VLANs, sub SVI we used to create. Yes, IP and address that can be different. That can be depends on the your demand based on the your scenario or your use cases. Yes. So this is the file I'm going to use. What I'm going to do in this one, let me see whether I explain this one. Okay. So here, nothing is new, only everything is the same. We are just calling one for loop. Yes, we are defining the start point and ending point. Here I'm going to create 100 or maybe 100 loopback is too much. So I'm just creating 5 loopback. So starting point will be 1 and stop point will be 6. So the loop will start from the 0 and the whatever the number range you given before that one, it going to terminate. So whatever the number is here, n minus 1 should be there. So it will create a 5 number. If I make 11 here, it will create a 10 loopback, and then range also it will give given here. So let's test this one. So let me go to the router and I will delete this interface. Yes, config t no int loopback c1. Okay, and end show IP int brief. Yes, there is a no loopback, only one, like only my physical loop interface IP address is a configure. There is a no loopback interface. If I type show interface description, there is a no loopback interface and description also not configure. So let's run this command. We will configure this Python. So let me go to the my automation. I already created the same file ls-ltr. This is a Python command. If someone is very new, then it's just like creating a loop for R1. So okay, I'm going to show the code. So this is a similar code. Yes, same file I copy and pasted here. I'm again calling the host number is this one 21. If the username is this one and password I will ask user to enter. Then we are going to the configuration mode. We are ranging the 100 interface. I'm not going to 100 interface. I will just modify them to the 10 interface. Yes, 100 interface. It will take long time to create and for me to delete the all the interfaces. Yes. So VI is a editor tool in the Python. Not Python. Sorry, in Linux you can just delete or edit any file. Okay, this change is saved. Now it will create a 10 loopback interface. Again asking for username password. So I enter my username and password. Okay, now you can see the logs is coming. My Python is creating the loopback interface. Yes, I'm not doing anything. Yes, I'm not using any another window to create a configuration. All things will come here once it is push the configuration. So you can see, yes. So we run the Python, we run into the devices, we log into the Cisco router 1, we went to the configuration mode, then we create a loopback 1, assign the IP address 1, then loopback 2, assign the IP address dot 2, loopback 3.3, loopback 4.4, like similar to the loopback 9, sorry, description 9, loopback 9, IP address dot 9, loopback 10, then this is there. So now if I just run there was no loopback IP address was there. So now you can see there is a 10 loopback created and yes, someone has raised the hand, please.
Oh, yes. So, Krishna, you've said it's not economical to do a script for one device, but
Yes,
in my
yes.
situation,
Uh-huh.
we roll out like OLTs, optical line
Mm,
terminals, every
mm,
other week. Is it
mhm,
economical for me to have like a master script where
mm.
I change variables such as the host name, the VLAN, the management
Yes,
IP, and any other
yes.
parameters?
Yeah.
Okay,
In the next example, I'm going to take multiple devices. Yes.
okay,
So this is just like first we started with the one box, created one interface. Yes, we
yes,
was on the level 0. Now we are on the level 1. We created on the same box, but we created a multiple interface. Multiple
mm,
interface can be a multiple IP address or multiple VLANs or whatever the multiple lines you can using the for loop. Yes. So just
okay,
understand the concept. Yes, we
yeah,
are slowly building the concept. Yes,
okay,
and slowly we are updating our Python script also. We are making, if I just put all this thing in the one file and show only one file, final file, you will not able to understand. First you understand, okay, in the one box we can just use the 20 line command and create a one interface. Then you
okay,
understand each and every line. Yes, then now we just modify 20 line to 30 line, and then we are able to create a 10 line. Yes, if I just modify 1 to 10 here in this my code, if I just put this variable line as a range, I can give the 10 to 11, so it's created 10. If you make 100, then you will able to create 100 interface in one go.
okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
so now
Yes,
see the next example. Yes, so
yes.
for going to the next one, let me just delete the this all loop back. Yes, no loop back 1 0. Okay, so now there is a no interfaces. Yes, I deleted all the interfaces. Yes, but you understand the concept. Yes, the concept wise or the flow wise, is anyone having any question?
Yes, there are some questions on the chat. Let me.
Okay.
Is there any templates in Python or need to create manually the whole script? That is question from
No, you
Ali.
have to create. Maybe you can get from the Google or maybe any of them. It not nothing is available on Python. Yes, Cisco on the Cisco router you will not get on the how to configure the. But you need to run the Cisco document. Go through the document and you will find it. It's will available. Thousand of the script will be available. Even for me also, I'm not a background as a coder or programmer, but I learned these things on the searching on the Google, and this all the script get from the Google only.
And Ali, the good thing is we have libraries in Python. You see, for
Yes,
example, he did not need to write script for telnetlib, for the get pass. So you
yes.
can make use of those libraries to make your work easy.
You just call them. Yeah.
The another question was, can you explain again a bit at the for loop that you used in the
Okay.
script? I think I need to.
So for loop is a okay loop. What you say here? Let's suppose loop. Okay. So loop is a like okay. Here I explain here. So for loop is having a whatever the loop we need to start range from start from 1 second. Give me one.
Remember, the for loop is just helping us. If we have maybe the same way he has used to configure 10 interfaces, if we want to create those 10 interfaces, we don't have to do the 10 lines or the 3 lines per each interface again and again. So we are able to use the for loop and repeat the same process by just changing the parameters. We change the interface name. If it's from loopback 1, we change to loopback 2, and then we change the IP address. So we are able to repeat the same task using the same script.
Yes. So here what is happening here is my range is a starting range. I'm using 1. So it will start from the 1. Then we will go for the up to 6. Yes. So it will create a 5. So how it will go? It will create a start whatever the my value. So now I be LB. LB is my variable. Right now it is start with the 1. So it will start with the 1, loop back 1. It will go to the enter. So it is concatenating the string with the number. So string the loop back number 0. So what is the LB value? 1. So it will go to the 1, put the 1, and then go for the wait for the this one ANSI, convert into the ANSI or your binary format. Then go for the IP address plus 111 is a dot 3 is a third 3. Initially 3 octet is a fix for all the router 1. Then the fourth octet will be variable. So it is take from there whatever the my one value it put here, and then convert into the binary format, and then subnet mask I already defined. Yes, 255 for the loopback. So it will create here the same for the description also. Loopback 0, sorry 1 will be there, and LB it will make us a loopback 1. Same it will go for the loopback 2, loopback 3, loopback 4, loopback 5. Once it is reached to 5, and then it will come out from the for loop. Anything else, or is it okay? Someone was having related to for loop question.
He
Okay.
confirms it's okay. The last question is from Leonard. He asks, what are the advantages of Python over other automation tools like Terraform and Ansible?
Yes, for that one we will go to the again on the slide number 1 or 2. Why we using Python? Because easy syntax. Yes, it's a human readable. Yes, you can read the for loop, you can read the but once you go for the any other scripting language, you will not able to understand unless until you are pro into that one. For even for Ansible also, there is a lot of, you need to think, okay, it's not human readable. Here we can read the script also. If I just go through and someone is not in the automation field, still he can read. Yes, read, telnet, write. This all the meaning is in English. Yes, anyone who understand English, he can read or she can understand the things. It's very user friendly. It's like everyone can understand them. It's not but the other script for like C, C++, they are very more into the programming. Unless and until you're not into the in the same field, you will not able to understand. That is a one advantage. Then technically the Python library is a like user, more consumer is there, more developer is there, more engineer for the support, more engineer for the community to support. You will get 1,000 of document to Python. But on the Terraform or shell script or bash files and all, they are very rare. No one use them. Like very few people use. Only the who is a very more into the deep into the automation or in the programming, they people use it. I hope it is clear. Someone has raised the hand, please.
Yeah, the reason why I raised hand, I just come into the class now.
Uh-huh.
So I want to know, please, if there is any means that we can get the video after the session. Is there any means that we can get the video after the session, please?
Yeah, Martin, can you take?
Yes, the video will be shared. It's being recorded, so it will be shared.
All
Yes.
right, thank you.
Okay. So same code I'm going to explain here in the flow how it will be script flow. So script again, we log into the box, will disable the page. Here loop will be created here. Yes. So loop, how for loop will work, create a loop back interface, assign the IP address, go for the description, again run unless and until my range is finished. Then it will go for exit, then capture the output and then close the session. Yes. Now we come to the SSH. Yes. So now telnet is not secure, no more using in the practical in your production or all. Yes. So here we need to go for the, so for them we need to call another Python library is called netmiko or paramiko. That is an inbuilt Python library. You just need to call them. It allowed to the Python to log into the SSH, send command, push the command or collect the output instead. So it will work like this. Python script call the netmiko library, paramiko for SSH engine, then device login. Then once you log in that one, you can for the go for the box. And here we need to define the some user defined based on the vendor. So if you are using Cisco iOS, you need to type the Cisco iOS. With that way, it is a this paramiko library define the Cisco box. NXO is the like next generation iOS. Nowadays they're using XR, XO, this type of Juniper, Juniper Junos, you need to define Juniper. If Arista EOS, you need to type Arista box if you are using. That thing will only change. Remaining thing will be remain same. Nothing will change. If I'm using the same code, you want to go for the Juniper, you just replace with the Cisco iOS with the Junos or Juniper. It will learn for the Juniper. Okay. So here we again going to define each and everything. We will define the devices, connect via SSH, send show command, send the configuration command, collect the logs and disconnect. So this will be my next program. So using the net, so how I will going to know use. So now we are going to call, okay, I'm going to define the, here we are going to define the dictionary. So dictionary is having a device type is a Cisco iOS. Here I'm using device name, IP address is router 1, host name, sorry, username, password. And so this all thing, if someone ask why you're using username and password, the same thing we can call the same we defined in the previous two example. Yes, we can ask to user to enter the password or username, password, whatever the way. But here I'm just defining that is another way. You for, let's suppose you have the common username for your whole team, like no team is having common name, then there is a no point to hiding in that one. Yes, everyone knows the same username and password. Yes, unless and until you have the access to the server. So in that case, username and password is a common for team. Here I'm defining the login to the two box, router 1, router 2. We will configure the two router interface with a different. So here I'm using the, what is the modification from the previous script. Now we are configuring the multiple interface on the multiple devices with the different range. Plus we are changing the script type also. Earlier we was using telnet, now we are using the SSH. So any question still so far with the telnet? If someone asks why telnet, so it's just for the learning. Yes, there is a nothing new for that. Only telling telnet for the just like getting this all logs on the box, so we can read them. Okay, we log into the telnet, we send them. So all these things we can confirm. If we can use the uh, any ethereal or Wireshark to capture that one, you can see the what username and password enter all this thing. Practically also we can see, but in the SSH you can't see that. Why? I just explained two example with the telnet. If everyone is okay, then can we try this one? I think no question. Let me go. Let me check whether I have already this script or not. Okay, multiple host, different host. LB is using Python. Okay, so what is my file says? The same thing I explained there. So I'm calling the netmiko import connection handler. Connection handler is a like inbuilt function of that one. It will use the telnet to SSH to the box and make a connection. And device type, as I explained, we need to define the device, which is device type. It is Cisco, Juniper, or Arista, or whatever. There is a big list, whatever the supported list. But so far, we are taking this example. So I explain this one only. But if suppose someone is working for Dell or someone is working for any other hardware, you can search on the Google, you will get it your device type. Okay, in dictionary, I define the router 1, router 2, and the range. Yes, my router 1 should be loopback should start with the 1 1 1 1. Router 2 should be .222, and then we will create a 5 loopback again on the box, and then we'll check how it is working. So show IP int brief. Nothing is there in no loopback. Show IP int brief. Show interface description on router 2. No, only management interface is configure. Okay, so let me run this Python script. Okay, see this time there is no username and password ask. Yes, because we already defined them. Yes, so this time there is a no username password ask, and directly we enter to the config mode. So let me see. I can see there is a 5 alarm is came for the okay 5 loop back 1 to 5 is all up. Let me see. Show IP int brief. So I have created 1 to 5 interface, and the IP range is a different. Yes, 1.1, 1.111.2.3.4.5 for this router to show IP int brief. So here is a we have dot 4 dot 5 like 22.1 dot 2 dot 3 same for the 5 for the different for the router 2. So this way we can create a now your script is the same, like just we adding more, maybe 5 line more, and we are able to take a device 2 devices. Once you maybe your router 3 also there, you just define router 3, you define router 4, router 5, whatever the device you have, number of device, you just define their detail, and then it will configure the same thing all the for the 3 router also, for 5 router. You have, if you have 10 router, you can do the same thing for the 10 router. So is it now is you think like it is useful? Making sense? Earlier we just for the one router we created 10 line script for the one interface. we just put a 3 more line, and that become for the uh, two interfaces. Now we are able to make a same, just 8 or 5 lines more, and then we are able to make multiple devices with the multiple interface with the same like multiple IP addresses. Here there is a no chance for the human error. Maybe if you type the 10 router with the same IP, might be your IP will be mismatched. Sometime you typo, make a typo, there is a chance. But here there is a no chance for typo.
So
Hope it is
we
clear for everyone.
question.
Yes.
We can define these nodes in an inventory file, right? Like we can
Yes,
have
we can
the
define them.
devices in an inventory file with all the details,
Yes.
the IP, the username and password, and then we just
Sorry,
call
just
that.
1 second. My power fluctuation. So maybe just allow me 2 minutes. Maybe my monitor is off.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Martin, you can continue. Yes, we can do also that one also.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a depends on the you. What is your requirement? Every engineer is having their own requirement, different requirement, but you understand the flow. Yes, your code will just we will ask to Google, and just maybe same cases. Once let me finish my slide. There is a 2-3 slide more. After that, maybe we can discuss, and we will ask to ChatGPT or Gemini to help us. Yes,
Yes.
to how we can just simply modify the few lines and take the same thing.
Okay. Okay. You can
So,
proceed
yeah,
to share your screen.
yes, 1 second. Is it visible now? No?
And not yet.
Okay, I think it's not automatically not sharing. Okay, let me know once you are able to share.
Yes. Now it's visible.
Still, is it visible?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. So now we created this one. Yes. So let me explain if someone want to go through this one. So I will share this slide to everyone. They can go through this one, but still this one is a just basic description. You can go through. I just mention in very basic things in very clear. So you can just read through them and push the configuration, tune your command line. And I think nowadays everyone is having automation or any lab access, yes, GNS3 or Python or this all the lab. So everyone can just try them, and if they have the any. So now the another program we will just make a one more step. Yes. So now what we will going to do, we will use the same like as a Martin say. So what I am going to use here, I'm just defining the username, sorry, device name. I will not call for the device name from the inventory, but I will push the different configuration from the using the different file. Yes, I created here the text file. Yes, for router 1 I created R1 config, router 2 I created R2 config, and the similar way we will just deploy push the configuration using that file. So let me go through the my automation server and show the files. Yes, ls minus LDR. 1 second. So on router 1, I have what I have created host name R1. I created fast Ethernet 10, and connected to the R2. Assign the IP address, put the no shutdown, and the make a OSPF network point to point. Went to the router, same interface like fast Ethernet 3.0. Let me show fast Ethernet 3.0 interface description. So I have fast Ethernet 03 is connected to the R3. Allocate the IP address. It's connected between 1 and 3. So IP address is 1 and 3.1. Then no shutdown, created loopback interface, and then configure the OSPF, the passive interface loopback 0, I think OSPF is already covered in the previous session, so everyone knows better OSPF now. I'm just creating the OSPF configuration. It's basic. Yes, it's just like, for example, don't take, okay, why we are using this thing, but say you think like if you push the 10 line configuration using the automation, you can push the 1,000 line configuration. You can push the full router configuration. If your router configuration is already there, you build from the maybe previous box or maybe using any other script, because nowadays there is another automation option is there. Yes, lot of, so we can build the configuration also. So for router 2, similar way, we just assign the IP address, we created the interfaces, yes, allocate the loopback interfaces, and then OSPF configuration. So let me delete the first all this loopback.
Automation tool, an automation script to delete the
Yeah, we can
loopbox.
delete that one also. I thought I will show, but I thought if I will do everything, then saying, oh, it is gone. Someone is again came. So though, maybe they will not able to see the capture the.
Yeah.
Sometime like you think everything is very smooth and very fast, you will not able to catch the difference.
True, true.
So for see the why for only for 10 in creating 5 interface, I need to log in into box and you can see the my pane. Yes, if I just run the script, it will be like 2-second job. Just run the file and then solve. So you can understand the requirement for automation.
Yes, yes, we do.
Until loopback 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, show IP int brief. So now I'm pushing the one and if I'll just go through how many lines is there. Okay, let me copy this all. Copy Notepad++, and how many lines? So this only just 36 line. You forget about this one. This is the your connection error handling. Yes. So only sorry, 36 only. In that one, you will see there is a lot of comment also. Yes, creating the interface and all these things is not required. So just 30 lines and you will able to see the load the full router configuration. You maybe can just define 2 router, you can define 10 router, 3 line more, 1 more router. Yes, and then just call them and then your boom. So let me go through what is the file name, load multiple was config from file, yes, and verify. So cat, this is the same file I'm using here. We define the router 1, router 2, we define the router configuration. We can define the just like loopback to connecting. There is a lot of comment is there. That's why it's little bit bigger. So I'll run the Python and then okay. Before that, there is a show run section interface. Okay, and show section OSPF. Only one line is having OSPF point to point. Yes, maybe I forget to delete that one when I run that. Here is a nothing. Yes, no OSPF here. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Nothing is there. So let me run this. Okay, it's asking for username. Same concept. Again, I change it to ask username to enter their username. Yes. So I have put the all multiple combination permutation combination. Okay, so something is wrong here. Yes, I'm not able to log in. The common cause the problem is a user invalid username. So I think I made a typo. now. Okay. So here I put some error handling also. Let's suppose if I made a invalid username password, it's giving me the error also. Yes. So now OSPF is created. Let me show IP OSPF neighbor. If everything is okay, it should come up. Yes, my neighbor between router 1 and router 2 is up. Yes, here also you can see the log. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Now we have the OSPF neighbor is up. So this just like 36 line, yes, and you are able to configure the full router configuration. Here the configuration you will already have. So this router you need to load the same configuration, yes. So this is the from my side is completed, and this is the flow for the last program. Start script, enter the username, password, router list from the file, plus maybe you can use define here or maybe define from the file, assign the netmiko, load the configuration, push the configuration, verify, print the output, disconnected, and finish the script. So this is a basic, very basic automation requirement plus the basic example. Let me know if someone is having any question now. I think I completed my all slide, whatever I thought. Okay, some question.
Yes.
Your specific starting point using the range. If not range, then we'll start 0. Yes, that is a true. Because I don't want to create a loopback 0. That's why I start with the loopback 1. To making simplicity, I use the starting point as a 1. And it's a question from the Geoffrey. And what other? How that the loop interpreted for the config file. Okay, the loop is already we defined the ranges. Here is a range. We filed is a this is a dictionary. Yes, it's a key and value. It will the value we are defining in the router 1 and router 2. So once we will call in the for loop all Cisco router is only router 1 and router 2. Here it is defined. If you're seeing my screen, here is the 2 component. That's why it's having 2 value. If you are in the router 3, then you need to define the Cisco router, then router configuration file also. Any other question?
Yes, Krishna. My question is, assuming that I'm just a legacy network engineer, I think Ali was asking the same question, with no skills in
Yes.
network automation, how do I start to
Yes.
transition from the legacy networking to being a network automation engineer, or even just being an engineer but with automation skills, so that I
With
can automate my
automation skills.
network?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So first it is like you need to identify your day-to-day routine. Yes. So okay, let's suppose if I'm working as a network engineer at NOC. Yes, I need to log in with the 10 device early morning. I will come. I need to log in all the box. Any alarm is there. Forget about your monitoring tools and all. Yes, it's already there. We are not discussing on that one. Yes. So you have the 10 router, you are managing you very small company, you don't have the license for the any how I can say monitoring tools or anything. Yes, so you just need to log in the box all router, you take a backup manually, you need to check whether you have any active alarm on any box. Then based on that one, you will take your call. You need to accelerate if you are yeah. So this every day you need to run the some script, so you can just start whatever your repetitive work. Yes, whatever you're doing how you can automate them. Just think about that one. Don't think okay, automation is only for the network engineer.
Krishna, I'm not able to hear you. I don't know whether it's for the others or it's just from my end.
Yes, Krishna is inaudible right now.
Okay. Maybe he's dropped, maybe network interruption. Let's give him a minute. So guys, are you doing automation at your places of work? Have you tried automating your networks? and what are the challenges you're facing when you do automation, as we wait for Krishna to come back. Yes, Damaris.
Yes, I'm doing automation. I'm actually using Python. The challenge I'm having is it's a steep learning curve, trying to learn a new language and then use the same language, programming language to configure real-time devices. But it's an interesting journey nonetheless.
Okay, so you went straight to automation, or you started by the network basics? Because you see, some people want to jump into automation even without understanding the fundamentals.
No, of course, I was in networks. I'm still in networks, but we do the legacy way, logging in using the CLI and then
Yeah, sorry, it
configuring
looked
on.
like my internet was flat. Now I'm back. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Krishna. We were just engaging on the
Okay.
same automation topic, and
Yes.
Damaris is
So
sharing.
I'm saying like you need to. Okay. Someone is talking.
Yes, Damaris was sharing her networking journey, network automation.
Okay.
So you can give us
Yes,
a
Yes,
so
please go ahead.
glimpse.
Krishna, yes, I was saying the challenge I'm having is because I'm learning the Python language and then using what I've learned to automate a live network. But I was also telling Martin and the team that I started with the traditional way of doing it, the legacy way, logging into a device using CLI and then doing configuration through CLI. But then because of the tedious nature of that, that's when now I got interested in network automation. And after doing my research, it was recommended by other people in the industry to learn Python. Yes,
Yes.
so I'm learning Python and then trying to implement in a live network. But I do my test on a UAT environment first before I can transfer my script to a live environment.
Same here. Yes. So we also learned that like I also started. Okay, I was used to do some. You can say knock roll where I was used to capture the logs for almost 10 device 50 device every night, every maintenance window. So I just run the some script and capture the logs and just save the files into the window, and then we just okay, just run one script and then it's working. So if you think like now if you are already working and having experience 5 years 7 year or 3 years whatever your number, and you think okay learn first Python and go for the automation, it won't work. Yes, we will not get that much time to study and all. So better you just work with your scenario and whatever the requirement. Our goal is not need to learn the Python. Yes, our requirement is learn to the whatever the our job we can make more simplify, make more the automation wise. So same, you just learn the Python side by side whatever the you require. If you think you will go for the first Python master and then come and do the automation, then might be you lose your interest.
Yeah, so I think what Krishna is
So
mentioning
start with,
is starting simple, just identify those boring
yeah,
tasks. It could be a simple task like
yeah,
he has mentioned, just collecting the configuration files from the nodes. When you start simple, and then
yeah.
you can continue to build on and on and on, and then you become good at it.
Yes, if you start with the Python, learning the Python, you will like at least need a minimum 2 to 3 months. Yes, if you are having the like along with your job. But if you are not only working there and you're just studying, then maybe you finish in 1 month. But there is a like every time we need to work with our whatever the task, that one also we need to close side by side. We are learning also. So you're learning become more interested if you're learning with your requirement. If you just learn the start with the Python and think I will first learn the Python and then start the automation, it will take time. Yes, someone has raised the
Yeah,
hand.
I agree, Krishna. Maybe just to disagree a little bit, because again, for you to
Yeah,
start
it's
writing.
depend on the use to use. Yes, person to
Yes,
person.
yes. Yeah, so I'll think, of course, the first step should be at least you should be able to understand the basics of Python. For example, when you are talking about for
Yes.
loop, when you are talking about a list, a dictionary, at least someone has to spend some time understand these basics of
Uh-huh.
Python, and then the
Yes.
variables, the libraries, and then now you can start building on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same way, the like we started very small. Don't think like we starting with the one step. Yes. In our today's session also, I started with the one box. Yes. We started with the very simple 20 line command, and then we able to configure only just interface. But later on, now we are able to load the full configuration with the multiple boxes. Yes. In 1 hour. Yes. It's very simple, very straightforward. The same line we run multiple time, same modification with the few modification, and it is we are able to load the full router configuration.
There is a question from Michael. He was asking, you created
Okay.
the automation script and then you stored it
Uh-huh.
on the Linux server, which is the automation
Yes.
server, and then you are
Mm-hmm.
running when you on running you just recall the script with Python. I think he was saying you
Yes.
running the script on the server and wondering where did the script come from.
No. It is see, there is a two. Still, you can see my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me just connect my VPN. I think my VPN lost. One second. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And guys, as Krishna is preparing to respond to that question, if you have a question now, it's free. You can just unmute and ask the question directly instead of sending it on the chat, so that we are able to
Yeah,
respond to
better
it
because I'm not able to read the.
directly.
It will be easy, and it will be more interactive. Yes.
Yes, yes. If you have a question, just
Okay,
unmute
so
and ask your question. Yes,
so
Vitalis.
Hello,
for me, okay, for me it's not really a question,
Mm-hmm.
um, but maybe just to comment or something. Okay, for most of you, you come from, let's say, networking and you're going to automation. Now, for me, it was a little bit different. I
Mm-hmm.
came from development, then got into network.
Okay,
So we
that is
have
good.
an inverse challenge. Challenges are inverse. So let's say if anyone is interested in automating a simple thing, I'd also like to, let's say, collaborate so that I can also learn from you.
Yeah, that will be good. Maybe next session you can take from here, and you can show your experience, maybe some more logic, how to create a configuration also. That can be a really help personal. Yes.
So that we can
Okay,
learn from him
Yes,
the
definitely.
development
Yes.
part. Yeah.
okay. Think I'll reach out to Martin.
Yes, that will be really helpful. Yes. So this, whatever I took the example, I thought we are all the networking engineer, but we are all struggling for the automation. We just know the things how it work. So, but we don't have a try like how it is worked. Is it really that much difficult? So I try to make a just very simple, so everyone can see it. Everyone can just try it by their own with a simple step. Then maybe tomorrow maybe someone come and their requirement is merging the two devices configuration, merging the two devices interface configuration, or maybe they have the configuration, or let's suppose you have the VLAN or IP address in some file, and then you need to generate the configuration. That thing for them one we need a really pro you can say developer. So maybe you can take some example, take read the configuration from the IP from the access you can say Excel sheet, configure in the Cisco or Juniper. You just shown us that one. That will be really helpful for us.
Anyone else? Anyone else with a question or a comment? Krishna, you are to respond on this script, how you got them onto the server.
Okay. So as I ensured, yes, my server and router all are in the same subnet. Yes. So you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so if I just type here, show IP int brief, I never touched the loopback, fast Ethernet 00 IP address. Yes, this IP address and my server IP address are all belong to the same subnet. Yes, same subnet. I am able to ping both each other, and here, because automation we can't run on the box. If I run some devices nowadays supporting the automation also, they can directly run the Python, but that will not helpful us. Yes, we just need to sit on the one point. From there we can shoot the all the command. So here is my automation server where I just learn the Linux Ubuntu, and top of that I install the automation, you can say Python, and we just call the requirement library in that one, and then we created one by one file here, and from here I'm just running them. Hope it answered your question.
The question was from Michael. I hope it's clear, Michael.
Yes, I can hear you. Actually, specific question was you answered the part of it, but also I'm talking about the specific automation script. You have been calling the Python libraries. Yes, I can see there, but also the specific automation script, the one you used for much.
This will all script you will keep it save in the Python. Yes, the Python is once it have the extension .py, then only you can run it the Python. So for them we need to save our code. Yes, let's suppose it's the first code we written. Yes, router 1 telnet. So if I just type here and see the Python line, so this all the written here. Yes, and then I'm running this Python, this code, whatever this file is having 20 lines, I'm running that one only. Is it clear? Or and in that file we are calling the multiple import libraries. So when I'm running this file, automatically this all thing will be called there. Telnet, lab, and get pass and time, this automatically will call because they are part of my code. And let's suppose go to the another files where we use the login with the different files. So here the codes are different. Yes, here the library we are just calling the netmiko and get pass. Yes, so depends on your code, whatever your requirement, based on that one thing we will call there. When I will run this file, only this this library will call. If I run that file, then whatever in that file, that thing will call. Okay. Any other question? Martin, I think look like this session was very small. Yes.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Which version of Python are you using? Can you make Python version?
Python 3.
3. 3 dot what? 3.16 or?
I think 3.6. Okay. Okay.
I believe that dash version works. Or...
No, 3.10.
Okay, those library netmiko and getpass is already imported when you install that version of Python?
No, we need to import them.
No, but it's installed. You need to import in your code, but it's already downloaded by Python when you install Python on your laptop.
No, I think netmiko we need to import from the people. Let me just type that whatever I imported. I think netmiko we need to import.
We can start. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, another question. There is any resource we can start reading or study, maybe books or any blog?
Okay. So you will get lot of, but there is I think Python. When I learn, I use ChatGPT only, speak honestly. So how I can see, okay, I asked, like written the code and went to ask for them. I think it's not, where is my, okay. So I write the code, ask him like why it is working, how it is working. He explained me very well, yes.
Oh, nice.
So I just asked like, give me this line. Where's my code? It's not the question.
Yeah, because in the internet there is a lot of information of
Yeah,
Python
but
books.
yes. So you start with something. Just ask ChatGPT how to make a telnet for just maybe. Now I just started with this guy. Okay, this is also new. I need a new point. Okay. So nowadays scripting is now is just, it will tell you what you install the Python, you will see the router, you tell the IP address, you give the host name, password, show IP address. It will just simply, and then it's like it's handling error handling and also, but it's not that much you needed. So you need to understand what is your requirement, because ChatGPT maybe sometime they over more made, yeah. So lot of information they give, but that is not required. As see here, I asked for telnet, but he's giving me the SSH. So this thing we need to understand, and based on our requirement, we need to tune it. Everything is there on the internet, but you need to understand what is your requirement. So that's why I just selected with the multiple tools, maybe sometime ChatGPT, sometime this Gemini, and then I selected, okay, this is my basic minimum requirement for the particular code. Then I return them, I explain them, I ask them to explain me. So they will explain me what is the code, each and every meaning of this line. Then I explain same way here, and same way I can understand. So basic thing, you should know what is your requirement, why you are going for the automation. As someone says, that lady explained very well, yes, she come for every day, they need to do the similar job, but she had found like, okay, she got some motivation, I need to do some up, like out of box thinking. Then she realized, okay, I can try to do the Python or automation. Then she learned and she's implementing it. So first you need a requirement. What is your thought, what is your requirement? Based on 100% you will learn it. Okay.
Laemi, your
Any
hand is
other
up.
Okay, yeah, so thank you very much for this session. The first question, I just need to confirm. When do you connect in on if ng, when you
Pynet
you
lab.
are connect, yeah, on the
Okay.
if
This is okay.
yes.
GNS3,
I don't
my
want.
okay,
Oh,
I'm
you are
using
using
my
DNS.
office laptop, so I don't want to run GNS3 here. It will kill it.
Okay.
So just avoiding to preparing the lab again, it will make more slow. So nowadays, every organization giving some of the lab or virtual server to you to build your lab. So we have this one. So I use this one and create a lab.
But okay, so if this Linux device, you just need to if NNG we are setting up, you just need to add a Linux a device that is serving as your Linux server.
Yes.
And install some of those what is it called? Some of those Pythons.
Yes. Once you loaded this Ubuntu software on OS,
Okay.
then automatically server version will have the Python already inbuilt. You just need to requirement for the NetMiko and some Python library. You need to install them.
So you have some Python libraries, yes. Then it
Yes,
needs
yes.
to be on the same
Server.
network, of course.
Yes,
The
definitely.
devices on the same server. So can you just touch a bit on the IP address module, the def function, and the class module?
Which one?
IP address module. IP address
Okay.
module, def function, and class. These object-oriented functions.
Okay, maybe we can cover that one, but that is more related to the Python only, not related to the network automation. So that's why I noted it in my session.
Okay.
So whatever I call them, like very simple. Yes, there is a lot of option, but I call very simple module or Python library and then explain them. I just call like variable, list, loop, and dictionary and function. These few things I called in my script and I explain them. There is 1,000 of different module for the Python itself. So I'm saying like for Python itself is having a 3 months course. Yes. So that will take long time. Better than whatever we required, I explained that one.
Well, I mean, I hope that is okay. We haven't
Yes,
dived
thank
deep
you.
into Python because this was just a
Yeah.
quick session to demonstrate to you how you can use Python and do some basic network automation and the value that you get when you are doing network automation. So we may not dive deep into the
Python.
features of Python as a programming language. But maybe later we can
Okay.
have such a session to
Yeah.
go deep into Python programming language. Any other question from the audience? You can unmute and ask a question, or if you have a comment. We almost at the end of the session. Yes.
Yeah, one question. We in the script, the last script, there was a device type like Cisco underscore IOS. So
Yes.
if you want to add multiple device type, like want to log into multiple device with different operating system in the same script, is it possible? Like how that
Yes.
can be done?
Yes, we can do. Yes. Here we are defining them. Yeah. So here every devices device type is here. Router 2 can be a Cisco, and one can be Juniper, third one can be Arista. You can define areas. Every device is having that line. Yes. My both devices I defined in the separately. So you can modify them. Make Juniper for Juniper and Arista for Arista devices.
Okay, thank you.
Someone asked the Nokia. I think yes, it is there, but we need to Google it. What is the exact name for the Nokia? But it's there. I saw that one.
So in the script, like it has to be mentioned specifically for the each device.
Yes.
What is the?
Yes. Based on that one, your NetMiko will take a connection. Yes, because Cisco command is different and Juniper commands are different. Even mode are also different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What
that is the inbuilt function of the Python. Your voice is very. Yeah, please repeat.
Okay, I mean, I'm asking about Huawei devices.
Not able to hear your voice.
Yes, he's asking whether Huawei devices are supported. The same way they have asked about Nokia.
Nokia. Yes, I think they are there, but I have not explored that one. But it is there. The exact name is not there, but it's supported. Let me ask to our friend who's there. Sorry.
They should be supported. Whether Huawei, Nokia, they should be supported. Remember these.
Yeah, Huawei devices are supported.
Yes. It's very slow.
Yes, Obina. Your hand is up.
Okay. Yes. Huawei devices are supported. Yes.
Yes.
That's the answer. And then I also wanted to give a comment for
Nokia. It's a Nokia SROS something.
Yes, Obina, proceed.
Yes, please. Someone say.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to give a comment for our live networks. The question around how to go about the servers which we can push our automation commands, to get to all our devices. We in our live network environments, we have jump servers through which we can access remotely devices. So we can take most of the jump servers, are Linux servers. So we can take advantage of our jump servers to do our automation. So because our jump
Yes.
servers have access to all our devices in our network, so it's going to be quite easier to push or do any form of automation from our jump server.
Yes, when we started our automation, we use a jump server only for making, because that is reachable from everywhere. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is the very best starting point. Rather than deploying the new server in the production, it's again costing. Just modify some Python libraries there, and then you are in production.
Yeah.
Any other question or comment? There is a question: which version of Netimico are you using? That is from
Netmico, I
Wilson.
think so. There is a 1 second. Let me check. Where is that one? Netmico DPMG.
Maris, I see your comment on having another network automation session that can go deeper. That one we will plan
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
a 470. 4.70.
Okay. Any other question, guys? Any other comments?
There is a lot of things we can do using these things. Depends on your requirement, and every engineer is having their own requirement. Yes, maybe depends on the company to company, profile to profile.
Yeah, definitely. We have different requirement or different scenarios, so it depends with your
Yes.
network and
Use cases.
the use cases that you want to automate. But again, just start from basic use cases, and then you should
Yeah.
be able to upgrade to more advanced automation use cases. I believe silent means we've responded to all the questions from the audience.
Okay, I think we can conclude then.
I believe so. Just want to again thank you, Krishna, for taking
Thank
us
you.
through
Thanks a lot, you too.
this network automation. I think many of us or many of the network engineers, yes, we are just hearing about network automation, but very few take the
Yeah.
initiative to even try and explore the power of network automation. So we really appreciate your time and effort to share your knowledge with us, and we hope to again find someone who will, or if it's you, we will also appreciate to go deeper into network
Yeah.
automation so that we can learn more and start applying it, using it at our place of work, just so that we can minimize on the time that we spend in doing some repetitive task every day. So again, thank you so much for your time, Krishna.
Maybe you can just take opinion from the all audience. Ask them to what is their use cases. So maybe we can take 1 or 2 example in the next session. Maybe once we will schedule it. So you can just open some communication point where some people can ask their requirement, and we try to address them.
Yes, definitely. We can pick that from the group, the WhatsApp group. I believe from there we can be able to collect as much information as possible for our next session, so that we are able to maybe simulate some of the use cases that they have in their networks.
Perfect.
So thank you so much for your time, and even the audience, you've also actively participated throughout the session, and we hope to have you again next time. Maybe I take it back to Krishna for your last few words before we end the session. Krishna,
I think so.
Final remarks.
Try to get whatever you are doing, like try to get what is we can put in on the automation, rather than like doing the repetitive work every day, or in other word, whatever the boring job, you try to push on the automation.
Okay, and also remember there was Vitalis. Vitalis mentioned is ready to collaborate with anyone who is
Yes,
doing
yes.
network automation. So Vitalis, I believe maybe you will be the correct person to come in and bring in your programming skills so that we can see
Yeah.
real automation cases that we can maybe try to do and demonstrate to the rest of the team.
Okay. Yeah, I think that will be nice. And I'll also collaborate with you people since you understand networks more.
Okay,
Definitely.
So you
just
can join forces.
okay, just ping me on WhatsApp and then we can plan for something together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else that we are forgetting before we close the session? Anyone with a burning question that maybe we missed out? Okay then. Thank you again, Krishna. Thank you again, everyone, for joining this session. I hope you will have an amazing weekend ahead. Spend time with
Thank
your
you.
families and yeah, let's continue learning and sharing the knowledge on this platform.
Thank you. Thank you again.
And that is it. I'll stop the recording. You are free to leave the session. Thank you so much, guys.